So
where do you live?
Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
It's getting real dry here now.
I live
So
in Vegas, so I'm out here in the desert. So it's like,
oh wow.
yeah.
So
I moved here from California too, so it's like when I first moved here, like the first 6 months were kind of rough because I didn't realize I needed to drink more water than I
uh
was used to. So I'm like, why do I feel so terrible all the time? I was like, I'm just dehydrated. That's all.
I used to live in Arizona.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
know.
That's where I was actually born, and I moved to Michigan when I
Oh,
was 10.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I went from hot, dry and hot to humid and hot and then very cold.
Mm, mm.
So
That is quite the change.
summers here suck, but I love the winters.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, we get tons of snow here, and I love that.
nice, nice.
Like, I had enough of the heat in Arizona to last a lifetime.
Yeah, I bet. Tell me a little bit more, like just a little bit more about like your hometown, like what school you went to, and all that kind of stuff.
I can't remember the name of the school I used to go to back in Arizona, but when we moved to Michigan, I was homeschooled.
Oh, okay, nice.
And eventually I just kind of dropped out, but I ended up taking my GED when I was like 17 or 18.
Oh, perfect. That's all that matters.
Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of a school dropout, maybe.
Technically, on some level, but at the same time, you know,
Yeah,
you
I
got
took
the
my GED, so
GED, so yeah.
technically kind of finished it.
So, are you going to
And
school right now for anything, or
no, not yet. I do plan on going to college for computer programming because
nice?
I know a lot about software, but I am a
Uh-huh.
complete noob when it comes to hardware. So I'd
Oh,
love
gotcha.
I'd love to know more about hardware, and then I'd be like have the whole package. And like
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I mean, and nowadays computers are everything, so that's kind of the right business to go
Yeah,
to.
exactly. Yeah, anything in like involving technology or anything like that. You just got to make sure you stay on top of it and all that good stuff.
But as for my hometown, very boring, very small, lots of old people.
Oh, nice.
It's not even it's not even a town; it's a village. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
yeah, I mean when you're entering, you just now entering Village of Merrill, and it's like really, it's not even on the map. I plan on moving to California,
Oh, nice. What part of California?
LA.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool.
Either that or
That
New York.
okay. East Coast or West Coast, basically.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I will actually be completely honest. I mean, like, New York has always been kind of like that. Like, I've always had a dream of living in the city because I've lived in
Uh-huh.
a village my whole life.
Yeah.
And when I went to a convention one time, that was in like Baltimore, Maryland, and that was in this big city, and that was like, I loved it. I loved everything
Mhm.
about it. And so New York was kind of like, oh, I could move there. And one of the reasons I would love to move there is simply JonTron.
That's right. Yeah, JonTron's there now, huh? Yeah,
I would not stalk him though.
yeah.
Maybe.
It'd be cool to he'd be cool to meet though. I feel like he'd be like really chill to meet in person.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would meet him at a convention first, and then like say,
Yeah.
I live in New York too. I'm not stalking.
Yeah, yeah. Then just kind of slowly wedge yourself into his life. Just oh so gradually.
He seems like he'd be an awesome guy to hang out with.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you watch his videos, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you ever catch his Banjo Kazooie live stream?
I don't think I did. No.
Yeah,
I missed-
he did a live stream saying if he could I think if he could beat it within like 24 or 15 hours or something, he'd win something, and he did it for charity as well. And
Nice.
he actually had the music composer there with him, so that was cool.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and like
That's definitely awesome.
he had, of course, like a bunch of friends with him, and he seemed like he was just awesome, really chill.
Real down to earth.
Netflix and chill. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
had to throw that in there. I know that's an overused meme by now.
All good. It's all good. So, when did you decide to start YouTubing, and like what kind of series of events led up led up to that?
Well, this is a weird story, honestly. I used to be horribly obsessed with Pokemon, and I mean horribly in the fact that places that should not be talked about. Yes, I was that weird person for a while, and I'm not anymore, I promise. And I started making AMVs for two Pokemon, and I don't even know if you know them, Latios and Latios.
I do not.
They had like their own movie, and I became obsessed with them. I started making AMVs for them, and they were horrible. But that's how I started making videos, was AMVs made on Windows Movie Maker.
Nice. Yeah, I remember for a while, like it was when I was in like maybe like junior or senior in high school. AMVs were like the thing to like do for a while, I feel like.
They're still made, they're just not like
on
the front page of YouTube like they used. Front page is
right.
the thing anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's not like the front page, it's your front page.
Right. Yeah.
And when I started getting into Let's Plays, like I started like discovering Let's Plays, but they didn't seem like anything real interesting because I was one of those people like, why don't I just play the game? But
yeah, gotcha.
I started watching, my brother introduced me into Tobuscus and his gaming channel and his Minecraft series that has now spanned 700 episodes.
Wow.
And
wow.
He was pretty much my first Let's Player that I really got into. And then kind of built from there, PewDiePie, Cinnamon Toast Ken, all of them. And I thought, hey, this looks like a lot of fun. I think I'll start it. So I grabbed whatever I could. I had a crappy laptop, screen recorder with a watermark and no mic. I recorded everything from my webcam, like my webcam mic. Even game audio came from my webcam mic. So
really?
Oh
man,
I had some pretty crappy quality, but it's what I had.
Yeah, someone call those humble beginnings.
Yeah, it's true. And then I upgraded to a Rock Band mic because I discovered, hey, that has a USB. My computer has a USB socket. Put two and two together. I'm smart now.
Nice.
And the quality wasn't bad, but I had nothing to put the mic on. So I ended up doing the one thing people hate most of the time and recorded my commentary after I recorded gameplay.
Oh, post commentary, gotcha.
And it was not fun. I will admit that. I didn't have too many episodes of that. I had like 3 episodes of Luigi's Mansion up.
Oh, okay.
This is like on old channels that I will talk about eventually, just when I'm ready. Because there are channels, I have like 3 channels up, just kind of floating there.
Oh, okay. Just kind of in the works.
Oh yeah, well not in the works, they're just kind of, they're like forever not used anymore. They're old channels that I used to make Let's Plays on.
Oh, gotcha.
So before this became my permanent thing.
Okay.
And yeah, so eventually I'll probably do a reacting to old videos in those channels.
Nice.
Which will be, I will die of embarrassment probably.
I'm sure it'll be very entertaining. I think we kind of already talked about this a little bit. What are some things that you're really passionate about? Because you already mentioned the computer programming stuff. So
yeah,
are there any other things?
Yeah, I'm passionate about computers, but I'm really into music. Like I've been listening to music probably since I was 1.
Yeah.
And like I'm passionate about metal and rock music, and I've been listening to rock. Like my mom, are you aware of the band ZZ Top?
Yes.
Well, my mom would put that music on the stereo whenever I'd misbehave, and I would just sit on the couch and just listen to it. So even when I was 1, I loved rock. And there are, of course, video games I'm passionate about. I'd have to say, out of all video games, I'm the most passionate towards Nintendo and Silent Hill.
Nintendo, huh? Okay, nice. What are some of your favorite Nintendo games since you mentioned?
Super Mario RPG would have to be at the top.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
And
I think that was the first RPG I ever played without like realizing it.
I think the first RPG I ever played was Final Fantasy VIII, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Like that was when I actually discovered like, hey, there's actually like board game type fighting type things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I discovered Mario RPG, and it's like, what is this magical land of Mario that I've never seen?
I know, right?
And I fell in love with it. My second favorite would have to be Luigi's Mansion, because Luigi fan all the way.
Oh yeah, totally. I used to play Luigi all the time on Smash Brothers. People were like, "Why are you picking Luigi?" And then like I do some like crazy weird Luigi move, and people get confused.
Luigi was awesome. Like
yeah, totally.
I loved that they had the year of Luigi. I think it was last year. I think it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
2014.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was.
Time he got some recognition as like a legitimate character, you know.
I mean, let's see. I think through that they had Luigi's Mansion 2 for the 3DS, which was awesome, by the way. Dr. Luigi, Super Luigi Bros, which was harder than the original game it came from. There was a fourth game, I thought. Oh yeah, Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Which
okay.
That was a lot of fun, which I still need to beat, because I have not yet. But I love that. I need to play Dr. Luigi. Have not played that yet.
So you mentioned Silent Hill.
I did.
Because I haven't personally played the series at all, but like, is it like drastically different? Because I remember, like back in the day, of like on like PS1 and stuff like that, people would be like comparing Silent Hill and Resident Evil. So are they like really like on the same level as far as like gameplay wise, or like are they like pretty different?
They're kind of on the same level. Like a lot of people have said that with Resident Evil there are times where it's scarier, and it is in a way, because Resident Evil has those fixed camera angles where you can't see what's on the other side of the hallway, whereas with Silent Hill most of the time the camera's right behind you, so you can always see what's in front of you. But when it comes to like the monsters and what Silent Hill's about, I feel like Silent Hill is a lot scarier, because Resident Evil is zombies and Silent Hill feels like the depths of hell.
Right, yeah.
So, and the one thing Silent Hill always has for me is Akira Yamaoka, which he makes the music. He is my musical hero, basically.
Okay, nice.
Like I always say I'm a metalhead, but deep down, that just throw metal away, give me Akira, I'm good.
Nice.
His music is just it fuels me.
Awesome. Okay, next question I had for you was how did you come up with the theme and like your alias for your YouTube channel? Because that was one of the things that first caught my attention. Like I saw like your banner, and then I was like, oh, it's like that's a pretty like I really like the artwork, because especially how the unicorn's tail kind of like starts to look sort of pixelated as it like goes towards the tail and stuff. I thought that was a nice touch. But still, like, how did you come up with all of that?
First of all, I'll give you a link in Skype to the woman's Facebook, because her name is Miguel. Her name is at the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. She's an awesome artist. She's made a lot of my art, and basically I wanted her to make like a pixelated banner that makes it look like I'm going into like some old video game, which I asked her to make 8-bit pixels, but she made it 16-bit, and that came out so much better because the Super Nintendo was my favorite console.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And but as for the character, whose name is Indy, and that's who I'm pretty much named after. The story about him is some people might freak out here, so please don't. I used to be a brony, and you know what those are, right? Yeah, fans of My Little Pony. Yeah. And I did used to be that, and this was before I had gotten into any complicated area of video editing. I was still Windows Movie Maker, still crappy video recording software. And I just kind of randomly made my character, and he kind of evolved into what he is now. And like how I ended up getting into more video editing is me and my brother made a channel that we interviewed people just like you are now. And it ended up getting into something much bigger than we thought. We ended up interviewing people like John Delancey and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
But eventually we got to. I'm like really going off topic here.
No, it's okay. Just proceed.
But we ended up getting too busy. Like he got busy with work, and I got busy with other stuff. Eventually, this channel right now became my main like focus, and that channel that I did, which shall be named eventually, another one of the channels that I'll record myself reacting to, is kind of just floating there with all of our videos on it. One of the videos on it has like 15,000 views.
Ooh, wow.
Really? Yeah, it blows my mind. Like,
that's crazy.
if you have any bronies watching this, I'm sure you'll recognize the name Wooden Toaster. That's the guy's name. We were the first ones to interview him, and he's one of the biggest musicians in the fandom. And I'm not a brony anymore, by the way, for any of you freaking out. Just don't type your hate, just delete it.
I see nothing to freak out about, honestly.
I'm not like, I may not be a part of their fandom anymore, but brony fandom is awesome at times. At times it can be weird. But
I mean, the same can go for any kind of fandom, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Weirdos kind of are everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
but for a while on this channel, I was just using myself as the face of my channel. But eventually, I thought, like, a lot of people said they like my character. I like my character. Why don't I make him the face of my channel? And so I did. And I found this awesome artist by accident. Nice. And there we go. That's how Indy became what he is in the channel. Awesome. I don't regret it. And I don't regret what the brony fandom did for me either. Like, I will never forget that's what helped me get into what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really, that's why, that's kind of why I started wanting to interview different YouTubers and content creators, because everybody's story, to how they became or how they got into YouTube in the first place is just, they're all just so different and just so interesting, and just there's no two have been the same yet. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's always interesting knowing how people got into YouTube. Yeah, definitely. So speaking of YouTube, so a lot of Let's Players and YouTubers, they kind of have their own sort of alternate persona. I noticed that a lot of people sort of developed it over time, but do you feel like you kind of have an alternate persona, or you become somebody different when you start, recording or stuff like that, or do you find that it's pretty close to who you are in real life? When I'm recording, I kind of go into the friend zone area. When I'm just home with my family, I'm kind of quiet. I'm just chill. I'm not doing much. But when I'm out with friends, I'm loud and energetic and stuff like that. And I feel sometimes when I'm recording, I get more like that than my home self. And I guess that could be how it is for everyone. Yeah. When they're just home, they're kind of just more laid back. But when they're actually out and about with friends, they're more energetic and happy and fun. Yeah. So I try to just go into I'm hanging out with friends area. Just always try to have fun. That's a tip for the day. Have fun. Yeah, whatever you do, make sure you're having fun, definitely. Oh yeah, because if you're doing this and you're not having fun, then just quit. Yeah, yeah. So tell me about a proud moment you had involving your channel. Proud moment involving my channel. Yeah. Well, something I'm proud of. That's not something to be proud of. That's something that blew my mind. I'm apparently getting fan mail soon, and that's kind of blowing my mind. That's not proud. Really? That's not something to be proud of. Well, I guess in a way. Something to be proud of. I guess recording 900 videos. That's something to really be proud of, I guess. Definitely, absolutely. And the ghost pepper hot sauce challenge. That's another thing I'm proud of. Yeah. YouTube has allowed me to do things that I never thought I would ever do in my life. It's allowed me to do more dangerous stuff, even if that is considered dangerous. It could be, And it's helped me really just be able to create more things. Here's an example. For this Halloween, and I'm not trying to advertise anything here, I'm just as an example.
For this Halloween, I have like 5 videos planned, which is something I would never be able to do before. I'm proud of a lot of things that I've done on my channel. Not to be egotistical, I'm nowhere near that.
Well, I mean, your channel is about you, so I mean, there is some room for the ego in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I try to make it not about me. Like I've always tried to make it about the people, the nerdlings, I guess as I call them.
I like that, by the way. I haven't really heard anybody use that terminology in their videos.
Yeah, I've always, when I was just starting out, I was trying to make something to call my viewers, like how PewDiePie has bros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I decided that might be copying, but then someone told me it's not copying. It's just, it's inspiring.
Right.
He inspired you to do it, and yeah. So eventually, Nerdlings just came out of my mouth one video, and just like someone was like, "Oh, it's really good. You should do that more." It's like, yeah, should do that more, and just became a thing.
Nice.
Just complete accident. I used to, one channel I created, I had gotten 5 subscribers, and I called them Roomies. That channel did not last long. Too many channels. I have
yeah, you have quite a few.
I have probably 20 email addresses that I do not use anymore.
But they're all connected to channels.
Pretty much, yeah. So, tip of the day. I'm very not tip. What am I talking about? Fun fact, I'm very undecisive. Finally stuck with this channel. Like, after this channel got to 200 subscribers, I finally decided, you know what? Enough changing the name. I'm sticking with Indie.
Nice.
And actually, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
I forgot to say, my character used to be called Indigo Wisp, the mascot. But, eventually, the brony side of him, I took out, and I just made him what he is now. Like, of course, how, like, going into the show, ponies have just a straight horn. I asked her to give mine kind of a mystical unicorn horn, like the bend.
I noticed that. Yeah.
So I wanted.
It's a nice touch.
Thank you. Oh, I thank her, not me. She made it.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check out some of her other stuff too. Definitely.
I'm actually getting a banner made too as well, and I'm really excited for it. It's like it has to do with 2 things that are with my channel, and you probably have seen at least one of them. There's a game I played on challenges called Ghoul's Forest, and I did the pickle juice challenge with it. If you saw that,
I might not have seen that one yet, but I have to check it out after this now.
it's pretty funny. That and the mayonnaise challenge, which is disgusting.
Ooh, that doesn't even sound attractive.
But both challenges were on Ghoul's Forest, and which Ghoul's Forest is actually the first video ever on my channel. And there's 2 monsters in that game, the S-Jazz and the Jittering Skull. And they said, people have told me, Indy, those 2 monsters have pretty much become to you what barrels are to PewDiePie. It's like, yeah, they kind of have. So I'm getting them put into a banner with Indy. And then there's another game I've been playing called the Midnight Game, which is
that one. That game's kind of freaky.
It is, but I have 5 episodes of that, and more than half of those episodes are just me struggling to light the freaking matches. And I decided to incorporate that into my banner as well. So
nice.
It's kind of a bunch of things that I've just happened in my videos.
Yeah. So it's kind of it's pretty interesting because it seems basically some of your older videos are just kind of lending to the progression of your channel and to the future of your channel, which is pretty awesome.
The Midnight Game is still trying to beat it today. Like I just recently posted another episode of that, and I'll beat it. I will beat it, even if I have to make 50 episodes.
I believe you.
I don't care if my viewers get tired of that. So I know some of them won't. Some of them are going to be cheering for me. but I want to beat it.
I'll have to check out those videos now too.
They go pretty far back in my channel.
Okay.
So I've been doing it for a while. I only have 5 episodes, but some of them are recording for like 2 hours.
2 hours. Holy smokes.
It's frustrating. But they made for good videos.
So, career goals. I think we kind of talked about this already too, but how do you see your YouTube channel fitting in and helping you chase your career goals, if at all?
Well, of course, no one just sees YouTube as a career from the start.
Right.
The biggest hopes I have with coming from YouTube is I really just want to help out with charity. And I know Gyarados kind of said that. I'm not copying him, I swear. But yeah, like, and this again, I'm not copying him, but I went through a pretty big depression myself. From probably the ages of 12 to 18, I think. So it was a pretty long depression. And I want to help people that are going through that themselves, because I feel like you shouldn't have to be forced to go through that. There's like there's no reason to.
Yeah, especially alone, you know.
Yeah.
When there's so many other people, when there's so many people going through the same, well, not the same, but like, you know, going through depression for various reasons or whatnot. Like, one of the biggest things is the fact that you feel like you're alone.
Yeah.
And that's pretty
feeling.
huge. Yeah. So that's definitely a noble cause, you wanting to do charity for that. And so definitely commendable, absolutely. And, you know, charity, I feel like, as far as, you know, charity and stuff like that, I feel like gamers themselves have contributed like massively to like charity, just based on how many, you know, Let's Players are out there doing charity work and stuff like that. It's, you know, I just think that's one awesome aspect of the gaming community, and it's just always one of the things that I always want to like bring up when people try to, you know, talk down on games, like, oh, it's a waste of time, this and that, blah blah blah, you know. So
yeah, well, look at Markiplier. Every month he does a charity live stream. Well, yeah, when he can.
Yeah.
I mean, with the recent passing of Daniel, he hasn't been able to.
Yeah.
But another thing. This is kind of a small thing with my channel, but another thing I want to do with my channel is I want to go to conventions. Haven't been able to do that.
Me too. Me too.
And
any ones in particular?
My biggest ones I want to be able to go to are E3 and PAX Prime.
Nice.
Like E3, I've been watching. I was watching E3 on G4 for like 3 years, and nice. When G4 got taken down, which sucked. I started watching the live streams, and I've always loved it. Nice. And but then another huge thing I want to do with my channel, and this is something that's really close to me, is my dad's had a pretty deadly disease for probably as long as I've been alive. And I don't know if you'll even know what it is, scleroderma.
No, I've never heard of that before.
It's pretty rare. I can't remember what they consider it, but basically, in a nutshell, it's hardening his organs and making him basically slowly dying.
What?
And yeah, and of course they're not funding this because it's so rare.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to make a huge charity just to kind of start funding this, so that maybe, I don't know, maybe I can help make the second half of his life without this disease. And that's something I really hope to do someday.
Well, hey, I wish you nothing but the best of luck as far as all that goes. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Was there another question in that, or was that it?
I think we were just kind of talking about your career goals and just kind of how YouTube fits in. So, I mean, was there anything else, or was it just mostly like just the charity stuff? And I mean, would you, if it were an option, would you do YouTube full time?
Oh yeah, I would do it full time, but I would also I know I wouldn't have to, because if YouTube became my full-time job, I could just live off that. But I want to go into the computer programming, because that's just something I would love to be able to start doing, just learn more about hardware.
Yeah.
And just like fix up computers or just build computers in general. Like, my dream someday is to just build a great gaming computer and start like selling it. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be totally awesome. Yeah, you let me know when you start doing that. I'll be first in line.
Well, if YouTube ends up becoming something that I can actually do, that'll be the dream.
Excellent. So, if you were to offer any advice to anybody out there just getting started, as far just anything kind of like really just kind of like gaming related, just if they wanted to like make video games or YouTube a bigger part of their career or their future, what kind of advice would you offer to them?
First of all, I'm not avoiding eye contact with the camera. I'm staring at a bug on my poster. It's a freaking ladybug. Get off my Hobbit poster. Advice for YouTubers or gamers. I guess, first of all, advice for... Where'd the bug go? I don't know where the bug went. It doesn't matter. It's a ladybug. Sorry. Advice for YouTubers is basically... I guess the biggest thing is don't think you have to start off with the most expensive equipment. I mean, like I said near the beginning of this interview, I started off with nothing but a free trial of a screen recorder with giant watermarks in all corners of the screen.
Watermarks. Oh my gosh.
And all audio, voice and game audio, recorded from the built-in webcam mic. So you can imagine how horrible that audio was.
Probably wasn't an amazing webcam either.
I couldn't even use the webcam because I could only use audio or video. So
it was like that.
Oh yeah. So it was bad. So don't ever think you have to have the most expensive equipment when starting YouTube, because you can start out with a potato and you can make amazing videos. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm not the biggest fan of watching vlogger. Well, I can't say that anymore. I love Matthias. So, look at Dan and Phil for an example. When they started, they probably started with a crap camera. I wouldn't know because I don't watch them too much, but that's probably how they started. And now look at them, some of the biggest vloggers ever. So,
definitely.
Also because they're British. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I don't hate British people. I have tons of British friends. Speaking of, a little advertisement for my friend. He made my outro song, Prince Whatever. He's awesome. So.
Oh, okay.
Thought I'd throw that in there.
Awesome.
But yeah, and some more advice is just like we said, just have fun with doing it. Because if you're not having fun, there's really no reason to keep going.
Yeah,
you want to have fun with what you're doing. So, and when it comes to gaming in general, just don't listen to people. Don't listen to opinions. Do what you want to do. Like, people are always saying, no, get the 360, no, get the One, get the PS4. Get the console that has the most games you like.
Exactly. Yep.
I mean, I have all the consoles. Like, I am not one console. I mean, if I had to choose, I would go with the Wii U and the Wii because I'm a Nintendo guy. All the way. But I don't just stick with that. I go with all of them. So if you can, go with all of them. But if you can't, go with the one that has the games you want to play.
Yeah, definitely.
And
don't listen. Sorry to interrupt you, but it was just funny because for a while I was watching a lot of the whole console versus PC videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the only decent one that I saw, basically the guy was just talking about, instead of, trying to decide which one's better, you guys should all just be connecting over the fact that you're gamers. Like, it shouldn't matter, like, whether, you want to sit on the couch with a gamepad or controller, or if you'd rather, game it up on a PC at your desk. It doesn't really matter, so. Exactly.
I mean, in the end, as the completionist once said, it's all about the games.
Exactly.
Actually, a lot of people said that. Him, Alpha Omega Sin, which if you don't know him, he's awesome. Just Boogie2988, all those people.
I like Boogie. Boogie's awesome.
He is. Just everyone says it's about the games, not the consoles, the games. So, don't listen to people unless you highly respect them.
Don't listen to anyone.
Even your parents. I'm kidding. No, I mean, if you highly respect them like I do with like Alpha and Boogie, then go ahead and listen to them. I mean, they're probably right.
Yeah.
They've been so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And actually, could I throw in like kind of a sponsor for a Kickstarter game?
Go for it.
For those of you PT fans who are looking forward to Silent Hills, there's a new game coming out called Allison Road, and it's on Kickstarter right now, and it looks amazing. Huh. They took the concept of PT and have built so much upon it. Like there's a day and night factor, there's a free roam around the house factor. It's just too much going on for it to be true, but it's true, and it has a Kickstarter.
That's awesome.
If you can, go fund it. It looks terrifying.
That is so cool. I love that. Like, just a lot of like some of the best games I played recently have been crowdfunded or like kickstarted, or like they haven't really been like AAA like mainstream kind of titles, you know, just because I feel like they've been falling off a little bit over the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know.
Well, I mean, just look at Shovel Knight. I mean, that was crowdfunded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now he's going to be possibly in Super Smash Brothers.
See, that is cool. That is like I feel like that's like the top level of like immortalizing like your creation or your intellectual property or whatever. If you like, you have your characters in Smash Brothers. I mean, come on, how many people can say that?
Not too many. And actually, this is another cool thing I thought. Indie developers are really getting noticed by the big named companies now too, because
absolutely,
like you heard of Capcom remaking Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. And
did you play Resident Evil 2 or no?
I played a little bit of it. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to like scary games and stuff though. So that's part of the reason why I started watching LPs of the scary game, because I was too chicken to play myself. So yeah, I did play a little bit of Resident Evil 2. I played some of Code Veronica on the Dreamcast actually. I got to the part with the dogs and then I just like, nope, turn it off. That's it.
That's a game I really need to play again. Like, it's not. I don't know what always stopped me. I guess just the difficulty factor of that game.
Code Veronica?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It always got so hard, and there are parts that were so confusing for my like 11-year-old mind to comprehend. I was just like, nope, screw this, I'm done.
Yep.
but like before Resident Evil 2 got an official announcement for a remake, some indie developers were remaking it on the Unreal Engine.
Ooh.
And after Capcom announced that they were gonna officially remake it, they asked them if they could, stop that because there's really no point.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't just ask them to stop and just completely just go away. They asked them if they could help work on the official remake. So they flew the indie developers, which I think there was 2 of them, out to them so they could help make the actual game.
That is awesome.
That's like a dream come true for someone.
That is so awesome.
And that's why I think big name companies are really just like, hey, indie developers are actually pretty talented. We should embrace this. So
speaking of the Unreal Engine, I believe that's they have it's Unreal Tournament using the new Unreal Engine, but it's basically, it gives you like a couple of stages, but you can download the Unreal Engine so you can like develop stuff in it too. And I just feel like that's kind of the way these big companies are going now, is they're just kind of just making their stuff more open source so the fans can develop stuff for it. I mean, I don't know if you're into Elder Scrolls at all, but like Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion, like those even to this day have like enormous modding communities. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, so, I am a giant fan of the Elder Scrolls. Like,
awesome. What was your favorite Elder Scrolls game, by the way?
If I could English, Oblivion has a lot of nostalgia for me, but I don't know, Skyrim or Oblivion. Like, Skyrim's soundtrack was just amazing, but Oblivion had just Skyrim, because of dragons and music. Skyrim wins.
yeah.
But like, there are like a lot of games today. Yeah, like they've been in Like I've been researching game engines a lot more than I used to. Like I would see like powered by Unreal Engine. It's like, oh, that's cool. But now it's like I see that in games that I used to play all the time now, and it's like, really? That was powered in it? It's like, really?
Yeah.
And like
a lot of games use the Unreal Engine. It's crazy.
Like one of my favorite games, Dishonored, that was Unreal Engine. And it's like, yeah, I see like the similarities in these indie games now where it's like, yeah, I see that. So it's amazing. And
if you haven't seen it yet, there's it's like a tech demo for, they put it was like Mario, Link, Sonic the Hedgehog. It was some pretty cool, neat tech demo, and they also, you should check it out though. It looks awesome. It was someone was playing well, it wasn't, it was like I said, a tech demo, but it was like basically Link. He was like walking around in this world and everything just looks so lush and just beautiful and everything. And just like, I don't know, Unreal Engine is just, it's insane.
If done right, it can be beautiful.
Absolutely.
I know Kingdom Hearts 3 is being made in the Unreal Engine, which,
oh, nice.
That like Unreal Engine for the most part has been used for first person games.
Yeah.
And with this new Unreal Engine, I think they're on the 4th one. It's been used for so much more. Mario, Link, and now Kingdom Hearts. At first I had doubts about Kingdom Hearts because I thought an engine that has been used for first-person shooters now being used in Kingdom Hearts. I had doubts, but then I saw Mario and Link, and now it's like, this could actually be awesome.
It could work, yeah. It's crazy. So it's a very flexible tool, that's for sure.
And I'm probably gonna get a lot English. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm kind of a hater of SquareEnix.
Oh, you don't like SquareEnix, huh?
I'm a SquareSoft fan.
Right. Okay, I get you.
Just because they made the first Kingdom Hearts, they made they made Final Fantasy up until Final Fantasy X-2, and they made Mario RPG, which is my baby. But
yep. That's a great game.
When Square Enix took over the Final Fantasy series, it changed drastically, and
yeah,
I was one of the people who didn't like that. I was one of the people who I liked the turn-based fighting, which Final Fantasy X did kind of have that, but I don't know. They changed so much, and it was like not good. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I feel you. Have you ever actually played like Enix games from like on like Super Nintendo or anything like that?
I think I have. I'm not sure.
Cause Enix, like, I don't know what they just made some weird games. I don't like, what is it? I think it was Legend of Gaia or Secret of Gaia, something like that.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, check out some of the Enix games like from like back in the day, like on Super Nintendo. They were just like weird. Like they just like the storylines are just like weird and like really convoluted, and it's just like, how like am I supposed to understand what's going on right now? Basically. And that's one of the things that like almost killed Kingdom Hearts for me was the story. Because I'm just like, wait, so okay, Goofy's there and Donald Duck, and so what do they have to do with all of these like Squaresoft characters, and what is this? Is this just like one big like attempt to do fan service or something like that? Like, I don't know, I don't get it. But yeah, the story for Kingdom Hearts has always been weird to me, but I love the gameplay. That's what made me stick with the actual game. So
Kid Icarus was talking about a video in his top 5 or top 10 games I don't like that everyone else does. He talked about how Kingdom Hearts tries so hard to be serious, but with Donald and Goofy and Mickey there, it's so hard to be.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's hard to take it seriously, yeah.
It is, but
all the Disney characters running around.
As there's so much emphasis on Disney characters.
I know, right?
Disney, I hate it. But it's weird. Like, I am a Square Enix hater, but well, I guess not haters. I don't care for them. But one of my favorite games was made by them, and I like that Nier game. I don't know if you've heard of that.
What is it?
Nier, Nier.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
For anyone who hasn't heard of it, they should look it up. I believe Cryotic played it. It's an amazing game. I plan on playing it sometime. It's a fantastic game. It's beautiful. It's just everything about it. It made me cry. I can say that.
I'll check it out for sure. It sounds awesome.
It is, and that was one of Square Enix's first games that were outside of the Final Fantasy series when they became
okay.
Square Enix.
Gotcha.
So, one of my favorites, but Square Enix is not my favorite.
Hey, I hear you. So do you, since we're in the month of October, do you plan to, sounds like you got some stuff in the works for the month of October as far as horror games, is that right?
Horror games and like just special videos in general. Like I got a top 5 planned, and I have I'll just say this, I have a 3-part series planned as well, and I'll just go ahead and give it away, and this isn't going to be spoilers on my channel unless viewers from my channel go over here. It's going to be, what was I going to call it, scary games of the first generation, scary games of the second generation, and scary games of the third generation.
Oh,
so it's gonna be kind of hidden games for like the N64, Super Nintendo, all that stuff.
Nice.
And they're gonna be skits in them as well. Like at the beginning of each one, I'll have some kind of mask on, and I'll say like, "I am the ghost of Halloween past," and
okay.
And I'll just do something weird like that.
I dig it.
And
looking forward to that.
My last Halloween video I have planned is kind of a public trolling kind of thing. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be sitting in front of the house with a bowl of candy next to me, and I'm gonna look like a scarecrow. And like for little kids, I probably won't do anything because I don't want to scare them. But for like older kids, I'll like lift my head up or something, or scare them, or get up and jump or something. It'll be a lot.
Yeah.
So
nice.
That'll be a lot of fun. So look forward to that.
Definitely looking forward to that now. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that one.
There's something I might do. I don't know. I try to read creepypastas like every Halloween as well. And what it is I only read ones that really stick out to me, because everyone is trying that now as well. Like that's becoming the new Let's Plays basically. And not to say it's a bad thing. I love Mr. Creepypasta. And I found this one that I ended up later finding out that it's a 5 or 4-part series. And each one can be about an hour to make. I might end up doing it like 5 days away from Halloween, release one each day. Or I could just read the first one and just say, if you want to hear the rest, go to Mr. Creepypasta. Or just not do it at all. I don't know. I'll see what the fans think, or the viewers. I don't like to consider them fans. The viewers think.
Yeah, because that's one thing I like about YouTube is like a lot of the content creators don't think of their subscribers as fans or even subscribers really. They just think of them more as like friends or like people they know, or even like I was watching some of your videos the other day, and just one thing I noticed that stuck out to me was like you were just like, oh, how was your day? And I was just like, oh, like I don't feel like I hear that a lot as far as like when people are doing Let's Plays or whatever. It's just more they're more concerned about just being entertaining,
Yeah, I always try to put that in somewhere in the video.
I did notice that. That's kind of like a theme that you have developed, which is, I think that's awesome. So
yeah. Another thing I do, and it only happens when like it's the perfect moment, but I'll always throw a reference in there sometimes, and then I'll say like, if you get that reference, you get a cookie. And something I have planned is if I actually end up being in panels, which I don't know if that'll even happen.
Hey, it could. You never know.
If that ends up happening, something I'll do is when I go to the conventions, I'll buy a bunch of cookies, like packets of cookies, probably Oreos, because I love Oreos. And during the panels, I'll end up making references, and whoever gets it first gets the cookie.
That's awesome.
That's the thing.
I hope you do end up on a panel so I can see you do that.
So, I'll probably I know I'll bring my brother to conventions a lot with me, so I'll probably have in exchange for me bringing you, you have to record my panel for me.
There you go, perfect.
So,
cheap labor.
No, I would I would love to bring him because I love my brother. He's awesome.
Cool. Has your brother been in any of your videos? Do you plan on doing any videos with your brother or anything like that? Or
I do sometime, yeah. Like there are some games. Like I might do Super Mario World with him sometime. Like I have a hour 30-minute long video of me playing Super Mario World because it was like a challenge that a friend made me do.
Nice.
And
it's always a good game to play, just because I remember that was one of like the games I enjoyed watching other people play the most was Super Mario World, because like when I was a kid I was just so very bad at it. So like I'd love watching other people, just because also I never owned a Nintendo console growing up. I was a Sega kid. I basically had a Genesis, and then I went to PlayStation, and then Dreamcast, then PS2, so on and so forth after that. So but yeah, Super Mario World is definitely a classic.
It is. And like I don't know what happened. I used to be amazing at the game, but in that video, my soul slowly got crushed. Like even my friend said after like the fourth castle, he said he saw the happiness just being drained from me. And I admit I got angry a lot of the time, but it made for a really good video. And
awesome.
I was recording that for 2 hours, and how much backtracking I did to get some stuff ended up making it an hour and 30 minutes. So
man, that is crazy.
It was
a lot
fun.
of secrets in that game.
There is. And I didn't do Star Road. I plan on making that a series in itself.
Oh,
just because,
Star Road.
Well, like I have a confession. I've never done Star Road myself. I've seen it done, but I've never done it myself. So
okay,
that's why I decided, you know what? I'll do Star Road on my channel. Like doing stuff on my channel, I've been doing a lot of first like times on my channel, and I plan to do more. Like I've never beaten Final Fantasy VIII. That's the thing I plan to do first time on my channel. I've never gotten 120 stars on Mario 64 by myself. That's the first thing I plan on doing. So nice. Like that's one thing this channel has really done for me, is it's given me my passion for gaming back, and it's opened up so many exciting things that I want to do now. So that's
awesome.
A lot of stuff I have planned for the future.
Very cool. Very cool.
I actually have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
What kind of music are you into?
What kind of music am I into? Oh, I'm into all kinds of different music. Mostly, for me, it's always like hip hop and like one other thing. I'll always be into like hip hop and something else for like an extended period of time. Right now, it's kind of like hip hop and electronic music. Like by electronic, I mean like trance, not really techno, drum and bass, dubstep, house, that kind of stuff. But you know, I'll listen to almost anything, especially if people like send me music and like, oh, listen to this, or oh, check this out. Like, all right, cool. Okay. You know, some days I'll like do nothing, or even for like a whole week I'll listen to nothing but like classical music, just because I don't know. It really just kind of depends on where I'm at in my life, you know.
Yeah. Well, like,
sometimes I feel like I need to chill out, so I listen to some violins.
Yeah, which that's always cool. I like some classical music sometimes, but I'm mostly into just the fast, heavy. Well, not always fast, just really heavy metal. And
gotcha.
A band I've been listening to recently got back into, is We Butter the Bread with Butter. And quite a name, I know.
I like that. I like that a lot.
They are a German metal band, and they're really good.
Okay. And
I like them. And this will give you an idea of what kind of band they are. Their most recent album is called Horny Again. But they're not sexual in any way. So that, I don't know. They're all around. Like they're kind of still a joke band, but they really started out as a joke band, hence the name. Yeah. And they eventually got more serious because they said like, hey, we're actually like getting noticed. So why not just start making awesome. Serious music? Yeah. And cool. I've noticed that I seem to love German metal because some of my favorite metal bands are German, like them, Eskimo Callboy, stuff like that. And I recently got into a lot of Japanese metal. So
I've never actually, no, I might have heard some Japanese metal before. Definitely interesting to hear metal in a different language, or any kind of music for that matter.
Oh yeah. Three Japanese metal bands I can really recommend are My First Story, Crystal Lake, and Crossfaith. All amazing
I'll
bands.
have to check those out.
Yeah, Crossfaith is more English than the rest of them. Like
Hmm.
my first story is mostly Japanese, and
Hmm.
Crystal Lake is Crystal Lake and Crossfaith are more all English. But I think Crystal Lake kind of throws some Japanese in there every now and then. So,
Okay.
but they're all amazing. Like they're really fast metalcore, Crystal Lake and Crossfaith.
Nice.
And I don't know. I love fast metal.
So you mentioned that you used to do AMVs. Is there any? Do you have any plans to do any more in the future, or
Maybe like
maybe?
nowadays, like I've actually found, non-copyright music, because the first channel I ever had was taken down due to too much copyrighted music.
Ah, the dreaded copyright strikes.
And I was actually making AMVs before they actually started doing that,
Mhm.
and which was nice. But then
Yeah.
I eventually found like notifications saying like, "Hey, this video is copyright," and it's like, "Is it?" And then I thought, "Oh, the music," and then
Mhm.
eventually it caught up to the 200 AMVs I had on my channel,
Eek.
and there it went. My video was dead, or my channel was dead.
Man, that is terrible.
So I ended up making another
It's just
channel.
like changing. It's like changing the rules halfway through the game. Like, actually, you lose.
Yeah,
That
But-
sucks.
I will admit, if that hadn't happened, I probably wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah.
every little thing kind of leads up to something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I've always kind of kept what my old channel used to be called. It was Shovel Master 593, and
Okay.
that's what my very first Xbox 360 gamer tag was Shovel Master 593.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know, just things have kind of moved on from there.
Very nice.
So that's always fun. Get a channel terminated.
I know, right?
But I had a lot of fun making those AMVs, and I have one still apparently saved on my Facebook, which is
Really?
interesting.
Huh.
It has a song from Bullet for My Valentine on it.
I listened to them a little bit.
They're really good. Their new album is amazing.
I'll have to check it out. Oh man, Bullet for My Valentine, nice. Actually, the reason I started listening to them in the first place was Need for Speed Most Wanted. They had a song on Need for Speed Most Wanted. I was like, oh, these guys sound pretty cool. And I was
Yeah.
like, what is it?
Yeah.
And I like the name Bullet for My Valentine. I mean,
That's a good name.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the same story with my friend too. I believe the song was Hand of Blood.
Yeah,
That
that's
song.
what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Which, weirdly enough, is not on any albums.
Really?
It's just a straight up a single.
Huh. Good single.
It is very good. It has its own music video too, which of course was in like 2005 when the quality was only 480.
Yeah.
Nowadays we're spoiled with 4K.
I know, right?
Another amazing.
I feel,
Oh, sorry.
I do 1080p, and I feel like I'm like behind the times.
I just do 720, and people are happy with that.
Yeah, I feel like 720 is a good kind of middle ground for both quality and bandwidth purposes. So
Well, it's like the quality's not too high, so if you don't have the best internet, it's like, hey, you can still have that.
mhm.
And I do eventually plan on 60 frames per second when I get a better graphics card.
Mhm.
And by the way, another amazing metal band for those metalheads out there, Glory Hammer. They're awesome.
That sounds epic.
They are the nerdiest metal band ever.
Sounds even more interesting to me now.
I mean, this is how their albums are written. They get together like once a year. Well, they're always getting together, but they get a Dungeons and Dragons game set up, and they have something, and then they write an album out of it. and that's the best thing ever.
That sounds like the best thing ever.
And they even have like characters built up in their songs. Like the good guy is Angus McFife, and the bad guy is the dark wizard Zargothrax.
Awesome.
They got a stable thing going there.
Yeah, that's definitely a niche band right there.
This interview went from YouTube to games to music.
Right? We have it all.
Exactly.
Well, hey, Indy, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me. Really appreciate it. And for those of you, yeah, definitely. For those of you not familiar or are looking for a new channel, I'll throw a link in the description below. So check out some of his videos. They're pretty good. Especially check out that ghost chili challenge he did. It's pretty entertaining.
I still have the hot sauce right here. I know people are going to ask me to do more with a higher dosage. Just because I love them so much, I probably will end up doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look forward to my mom possibly trying this too.
Ooh.
She hates spicy stuff, so.
Oh no, that'll be even better.
I'm gonna be that jerk. No, I'm just gonna give her one drop. It's not gonna be anything bad.
Yeah.
Well, what am I talking about? It's horrible.
Yeah, it seemed pretty horrible, but
yeah.
Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody, and we will catch you guys on the next video. All right.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.